I just want, whenever I say softy, I just know that it's so soft and gentle and it feels so good on your face. So I know that it feels good on my skin. And that is one thing that is so important to me after everything that my chest has been through and all my other girls out there. I know that soft is important. So the name of the company just jumps right out at you. So I'm going to let you take right over. And why don't you tell me what you were before this all started?
Sure. Okay, so my background is in nursing. I'm a nurse, and I started out in labor and delivery, really. So I did labor and delivery and mother-baby nursing, and then I started doing lactation consulting too. So I did that for 8 or 9 years. And then I decided that I didn't want to be a staff nurse forever. I decided that I wanted to open a business, and I ended up opening a maternity-focused day spa, and that's in Southeast Portland here. And we started that in August of 2006, and I ran the spa for probably about 5 years. It was a huge job and totally different from nursing. I loved nursing, but you know, there's a lot of politics with nursing and that sort of thing. I love women's health. I love taking care of women and helping women and just supporting them in their health and healing. And so moving into the spa was like another way to kind of support women's health and healing and just help them to take care of themselves. I mean, being a mom is one of the hugest jobs. So we really, as women, have to learn to nurture and take care of ourselves. So that was the whole mission of that business. So I was managing it for 5 years. It was great. You know, of course, owning a business always has its ups and downs, but it was fabulous. But then I had a back injury, and after that, I kind of got burnt out. So I really had to switch out of that position. And at that point that's when we found out about Ladies First. So I had made this decision to go ahead and take a break from managing the spa. And my husband was friends with this guy, Corey, who is the son-in-law of Linda Jackson. She's the founder of Ladies First. And so they were having lunch one day, and he said to my husband, hey, my mother-in-law is interested. She wants to retire from her business. And she's wondering, he was like, hey, would your wife want to take this business over? And so my husband brought that home to me. I was like, oh my God, are you serious? How is this coming to me? I just decided I was going to take a break from managing, you know, the spa. So I was like, what is the universe telling me? Like, what's going on with this? So we decided, all right, let's look into it. We'll, you know, do all of our due diligence and stuff and decide what we want to do. Well, you know that Ladies First has been around for 25 years, and Linda she was the founder of the business. She created the soft tea after her second breast surgery. She had breast cancer in her mid-30s. She had one breast removed, and then a couple years later had cancer in the second breast and had the second breast removed. Now this is 25 years ago, so a lot has changed in you know, in how treatment happens and all of that. Well, then there was nothing. There was nothing to wear home. And she decided that she needed to create something. She didn't like going home without anything, without any shape. You know, that was important to her at that time. She wanted shape, and she wanted something to help her, you know, with her drains and all of those things.
Well, and actually, I'll rewind for 1 minute, because I have a lot of people, my friends, but clients as well. They send me a message and they're like, I'm leaving the hospital. I need a form. And I'm like, you can't go home you can't put a silicone form in there. They don't even know that, for one. They have no idea. So thank you to Linda for creating those great little polyfoam. I just put the polyfill, it's always a tongue twister for me to say, polyfill breast forms to pop in your shirt when you leave the hospital, because that's horrible. You know, women want to walk out with something. You're absolutely right. And you cannot wear a silicone form out of surgery. You cannot.
Right. And everybody's different. You know, some people, they're like, I don't care, I'll be flat. But other people, they really want to have some shape. You know, they feel feminine that way, whatever. It's just a part of who they are and who they want to be. And so that was very important to Linda. And she decided that she wanted other women to have this too. And so her and her sister started sewing soft tees, or a prototype for it. And she started bringing it out. And again, she was a pioneer. There were no camisoles, so I think other companies started coming out with them somewhere around the same time, somewhere around 25 years ago. But she was one of the early people to bring this to market. She did not intend to start a business doing it. I think she was doing fittings, and she started bringing them around to her fittings. And then pretty soon doctors and patients and people just started asking her, like, hey, you need to sell these. Hey, we need to, you know, bring this to market. So she did. She created this business. And like I said, she ran it for 25 years. And then she was ready to retire. She was 65 or coming up on 65. And she also, her cancer had metastasized and things like that. I'm sorry about the phone. Someone else will answer it, so you don't have to worry about it.
Good.
She was ready to retire. Her cancer had metastasized. She was not feeling well towards the end, and all the while she was running this business. We did our due diligence and decided, hey, this is a really cool thing. We really like what Linda has done with this business. And I decided, why not? Let's take it over. Let's continue Linda's legacy for one, and also continue to help women as they're leaving the hospital after breast surgery. And like I was saying before, Anne-Marie, women's health, I love women's health. I love women. I love supporting women. And so this really fits with, you know, with my career path and my passion.
Sure.
And so we decided to just go for it and take over the company. So in May of 2013 is when I came in, and Linda slowly transitioned out. And unfortunately, Linda actually passed away about, well, pretty much almost exactly a year ago. Her cancer had metastasized to her bones and her liver, actually to her brainstem and her liver. And so she passed last year, which was very sad for all of us, and especially for her family. She had a short life, but she lived an amazing life. And this is one of the things that she did in her life that I think is really important to a lot of people. And for me personally, I feel happy that I was able to take over the business when I did, so that Linda could have that last year of her life to be with her family. And the people that she loved the most. So
well, one thing that I love about doing these chats so much is that so many people look at the products on the page or go to your website and look at the products, and they're just looking at the product. And so they see the camisole and they see the breast fillers and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, and they turn the page. But they don't know what's behind that. And when they hear the story about it, I just think it makes it all that more beautiful. And you know, for Linda, I'm a huge advocate of metastatic cancer. I think their voice needs to be heard. And you know, wow, for her, that even though she's gone, her legacy is living on. This is something that she was passionate about.
It really was.
Divas is the same way. You know, Josh is living out his sister's legacy with those gorgeous sleeves. And you know, for myself, my surgery is, my scars don't go straight across. They go underneath my breast. So when I look at your line of the bras and the camisoles, they come down a little bit lower. They're very thought through.
Yes.
They did not hit me in my scar area, which is huge. So for myself, when I'm talking to my girls, my divas, and my clients, I ask them, you know, tell me about your scars. Where do they hit? It's nice and comforting to know that there's so much thought that goes into the camisoles and the bras, because you can tell how.
Yes.
So she.
That is something that Linda, it was really important to her to have all of the bands lower. And we know that people have, oh geez, I'm not going to remember the name of it now, but neuropathies, right?
Oh yes, neuropathy, horrible.
In this area, So we have customers who are calling and telling us this all the time, which is why the soft T it ends up being so popular for so many women, even after the recovery period, when they don't need the drains, they don't need the drain pouch, they don't need some of the features that it has, but they love that it's really comfortable. There's no seams on the inside, and it's just not irritating in that way.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
And I just sent out the Softy Rue with lace, with a little lace up at the top. I have a girlfriend who had one breast removed, and her cleavage is completely ruined. So that little accent on the top, the little bit of lace there, may seem like a little, oh, it's just lace, it's not a big deal. But to someone who's flat and fabulous or has one breast removed, that little bit of lace gives them confidence in a way that we can't even imagine. It really does.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, everybody's different in their experience as they go through breast surgery. And we do find that some women, this garment works for, and other women just love something else. And it really all depends on, your surgery, your experience, your body. And it's important to have different garments with different features to fit different people's needs. And just like you were saying, some people have reconstruction and some people don't. And so it really depends on, some people are going to wear a breast form for the rest of their life. But we do find that, especially with women who are a little bit older, they decide they're not going to do reconstruction. I mean, I even know some younger women who have decided, forget it, I'm not doing reconstruction.
I know a lot of younger women now. Actually, I'll be honest with you. If I had known now, if I what's the saying go? If I knew then what I know now, I don't know if I would have done reconstruction.
Yeah.
After infection and failed implants and blah 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 and this, that, and the other thing, it's not necessarily worth it. It really isn't. We think we want one thing and then we switch to another, but you need options, and you're 100% right about that. Yeah. And years ago, you didn't have options. You had one thing. You had one bra. You had one form. Here you go, be gone. And we're not shaped like that. We're all shaped so differently. So,
really true.
When you look at your line of camis and tanks, you see all the different cuts and the different styles and colors, because not everybody wants white and black.
Right. Yeah, we started to bring in beige but it's still, I mean, we have over 100 hospital accounts that purchase from us. And so the hospitals, they want to buy white. It's really amazing. So they buy the white ones and then they give them out to the patients, right after surgery, which is absolutely fabulous. So we did bring beige in, just this nude color, and that's lovely, and some people really love it, but like I said, the hospitals, it seems they prefer white.
So I had a whole conversation about a hospital about the white, and they said it's because of the bleach. They can bleach it out, that's why. But if you ask European people, they all want beige.
Yeah,
they don't want the white, which is it's just funny, the cultures are so different.
I know, it's true.
So funny. So can you tell us about anything new that's going to come out, or just give us a little hint of anything that you guys got going on?
Well, you've been, so one of the things that we did at the end of November of last year, we had a focus group. So like we were talking about, it's really important to us to hear from women, just like these low, you were saying the low bands and that sort of thing. We want to know, like, what do you need? What do you love? What do you hate about the garments that are out there, and about what you're getting, what your options are. So we had a really lovely focus group where women of all different places with all different, some had reconstruction, some didn't. They shared with us what they what was missing and what they liked. And so out of that, we're working on designing 5 new items, which should come out hopefully later this year. Boy, the design process is longer than I thought it was.
Right, it really is.
Now, I mean, this is all new for us because this was a 25-year-old company, and Linda didn't have the energy to be designing new items towards the end. And so now we're kind of starting over with that a little bit. So as time goes on, this is just going to be a regular part of our process. And every year, throughout the entire year, we'll be designing new items and then launching them. But one of the things that is going to happen is more color, just like you said.
Great.
So
that is what all my people want, is more color. Color,
Yeah.
color.
So we probably will stick with, like, you know, the nude, white, and black, but maybe have at least one offering in some, you know, bright and fabulous color. And if people love it, we'll add more colors in there too. So we'll see. We've got another camisole. We have some outerwear pieces that we're working on. And then
great. I just had someone ask me for a sweatshirt, a hoodie. She's like, I want to be able to throw on a hoodie that I can put my breast forms in and zip it up and just be gone. I don't want to have to deal with anything. Now, for me, I have to have a tank top or something against my skin. There's no way I could put that on. But, you know, everyone's different. So oh my God, outerwear would be fantastic. Oh, how exciting.
Yeah. So the next hangout that we do together, we'll do it, you know, sometime when I've got some more things.
I would love that. I would love that. That's great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time today and chatting with us and just giving us a little background and letting us know what's new and just hanging out. It's been great.
Yeah, absolutely, Anne Marie. Thank you so much.
Thank you.